Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you how to access over 14 terabyte of high resolution satellite data from the Maxar Open Data Program using the new Maxar Open Data QGIS plugin. I'm going to show you step by step how to utilize that. The link to the GitHub repository is in the video description below. And so Maxar release now is actually called Vantor, Vantor, the new company. They acquire Maxar, the data program. So now it's a new company, but it's still called the Maxar Open Data Program on AWS. And it has over 14 terabyte of high resolution satellite data, ranging from about 30 to 50 centimeter resolution. So it's very high, and it's very useful for emergency response and also damage assessment. But for those of you who don't use AWS or don't know how to do coding, it's actually a little bit challenging to access the data. But now with the QGIS plugin, you can just with a couple click, you can visualize the data, you can download the data easily just using the QGIS plugin without having to do any coding. So here I'm going to show you step by step how to use that. Of course, you need to have QGIS, and then you can just install the plugin. So I'm going to open QGIS here. Maybe let's open a simple base map. For example, I'm going to open the OpenStreetMap as an example. And then you can go to the QGIS plugin menu. Manage and install plugin. From here, you can just search Maxar, Maxar, select it, and then just click install the plugin. So you should see the menu here, upper right corner, in the menu, the last one, and it's going to show you Maxar Open Data settings, check for updates. Highly recommend that you click this one to make sure you get the latest version, because the one right now in the official plugin repository is the older version. I just submitted the version 0.2, but it might take a couple days. So for you, you want to click this button and check for updates. It's going to show you latest version is 0.2, and then click this button, download and install updates. Yes. Then you can close and open, reopen QGIS. So I'm just going to reopen QGIS here. After that, you should be able to use that. So I'm going to create a new map again, and then again I'm going to open OpenStreetMap. After that, you can now go to this menu here. Click the Maxar Open Data panel. It's going to show up here on the right. And this is where you can start accessing the data. And most of the Maxar data program is actually organized by events. So some of the major events. So what I want to do here is to maybe select, you can select the, from the drop down list, you can select any of those. I want maybe, how about this one? Libya floods, September 2023. So it has 186 tiles. I will select this one. Then it's very simple. You can filter by date if you want to. So if you want to filter data by pre and post event, this is what you can do here. But for me, I'm just going to click this low event, low footprint. So you're going to load 186 tiles, the footprint for those 186 tiles all together directly on the map. And so there are two ways you can visualize the data. You can select from here, for example, select from the table, the resulting table. Also, the table is like you can sort it. So, for example, these are all from different platforms, and you can also see the GSD, the ground spacing distance. So the smallest one is 0.32. That means it's 32 centimeter, and the largest one is 0.52. So 52 centimeter. This is pretty high resolution. So this is the best freely available high resolution satellite you can get for disaster management and also emergency response. Also, you can see the catalog ID and other information. And it's, if you, for example, click here, select any of those. Right now, it's pretty hard to see, but you can click this button, zoom to selected. Then it's going to zoom to the selected one from the table. So you can always click this one. You can also click multiple. So you can select multiple together. It's going to be highlighted as yellow color. But I mean, a better way would be to, look at the particular location, and then you can use this identifier in QGIS to identify, oh, you need to maybe here, Oh, right now I'm selecting the, let me here. So if you select just one single polygon on the map, the corresponding one, the corresponding footprint also going to be highlighted in the table here. So this is very useful. But if you want to query multiple polygons, right now, if you see from this footprints in here, clearly there are two kind of imagery available. And for each imagery, there has lots of tiles. So basically, those imagery usually are acquired in the same day. And there's also another one here within this. If you directly use the select features, you will only select the first one. And I would recommend use this one, the second one, select features by polygon. This one is better because it will select multiple. Let me show you. Like, we will open the attribute table and then switch to the show selected features. You will notice that the initial one is only showing you one features. But if I use the select by polygon, this one is better because it's select by location. So here you can draw a polygon and then just right click to finish it. At the bottom, you will see we have two selected. So this is better because you have one pre-event imagery and also one post-event imagery. Also in the right, the table here, you also select those two together. And after you do the selection, on the right here, you will see these buttons, low visual. Visual means basically just RGB. Sometimes if they have multi-spectral, you can also click this low MS because it might have 7 or 8 spectral bands. If you want the original set of data, you might want to this one. And also there's a panchromatic band, but it is not always available for every event, depends on the event. And for this one, we are just going to click this low visual, and then it's basically going to pull the data directly from AWS, and it's loading the data on demand. It's not downloading all the data. So take a look on the left side here. You will see these two data layer that has been loaded. Also, you might see the date here. There's a parenthesis, okay. July 1st, 2023, and also September 13, 2023. So this one will be the pre-event, the other one will be the post-event. And now let's zoom into this data layer. We can take a look. So this is basically before the flooding event. And if I turn off this one, this is after the flooding. So you can clearly see the differences. The whole bridge, the highway is gone, and also the bridge is totally gone. And this is how you can load the data easily. Of course, you can select multiple, but if you want to visualize them side by side, I also recommend you install the leaf map plugin. So go to the plugin menu and then click the manage plugin, search leaf map, and then just click install. Oh, I already installed it. So if you don't have that, you can install it. And then you can click this button here on the right. It's going to show you the layer transparency. So if this is something you want to use, you can certainly use that. So for the layer transparency, right, I can change the layer here. Maybe the next one. Right, so this allows you to change the opacity for the layers. Certainly one tool you can use, but in cases like this, you want to use the swipe tool. So the second one here is the layer swipe. So click this one, and then at the bottom here, it will show you the layer swipe tool. Then you can select the left side. For example, I want the left to be July 1st, the right layer to be September 13. After you select the layer, click this activate swipe. All right, so now you can see these two data layers have been have the slider here, one on the left, one on the side. So it's very useful for you to compare the different data layer, especially if you want to see change detection. And this is certainly the best tool you can utilize. It's very handy, right? So you can clearly see the differences. Once you're done, then you can click this deactivate swipe tool to close it. So this is how you can visualize the data. As I mentioned, it depends on the event. You might not always have this low, for example, MS. For this one, it doesn't have. So you can try some other event. It will have low data. And very much similar, you will go to load data layer to the layer panel here. And once you find the data that you want, you can click this button here, download visual or download MS or download panchromatic, depends on the data that you have. And it's going to automatically download all the imagery in the selected. So right now, for example, I can choose to some other ones if you want. Like I can maybe select a smaller one just to show you an example. So I'm going to maybe select a polygon here and then right click. Oops. or you need to go back to the select this vector menu here, and let me clear this one. I will select maybe some of these tiny images just to, it's a demo, so it's faster. So I'm going to show, for example, here, I'm going to select maybe this couple images. So 4 images, right? And then just click this download visual. Select a directory where you want to download. Just click choose, and it's going to download automatically. So look at the progress bar here. And because we have 4 images, it's going to basically go through all those 4 images together. And very simple. Now the imagery has been downloaded directly to the computer here without you having to use AWS. So it's very handy for, it can be any event, right? And you can also load the data. For example, I can just, because I already download, but you can click this load visual. It's going to load all the 4 images all together directly to the map. It might take a couple seconds, depends on your internet speed, but it should be available. And feel free to explore whatever event you want. And the data catalog, actually, I have this OpenGIS Maxar Open Data Catalog, under who I already basically combine, make it easier. So you can see the table here. For example, the CSV shows you all the events available, and also inside you will see all the data set, right? So for different events, if you just want a simple GeoJSON covering all the data area, or even you have a union, basically you combine all tiles for the same date as one single polygon. So these are the data that being created based on the data on the AWS. So feel free to explore. You can download data programmatically, certainly. You can do that, but I mean the QGIS plugin just makes it so much easier. All right, so take a look. Now all the data layers have been loaded, and you can see the data layer available directly from here. Just to show you that it does have panchromatic band, I'm going to change to another event. They say Brazil flooding, right? And then load the footprints. So this one has a lot more imagery available. Then I can select any of the imagery from, maybe let's say I want to have imagery somewhere from here. Okay, oops, right click, and it's going to select some of this imagery. I'm going to click here and then load multi-spectral. So this one has more spectral bands, depends on the imagery. And take a look, now it's done. So this is the original high resolution satellite data. If you double click and then go to the symbology, here you can see how many bands, right? From 1 all the way to 8. So basically it has 8 spectral bands, and you can change the band combination, maybe 5, 4, 3, and then hit OK. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it works. Let me see here. Does it change? Yeah, so you can change the band combination to whatever you want. After that, you can click this download MS button to download it, or you can load the panchromatic band. So that one uses even high resolution. And you see it's done. So you can double click, go to the information, scroll down. So okay, this one is also 30 centimeter resolution. Maybe the multispectral is closer resolution, because yeah, it's 1.28 meter. So basically, usually 4 times of the the original resolution. So again, very powerful and free imagery, especially if you want to train your deep learning algorithm. This might be something you can utilize for different events, and then you can use that to run deep learning algorithm to get some insights from the data. Once you're done with this, you are welcome to just clear all the data layer. Then you'll be removed automatically. So you can explore all kind of events available, and then just load imagery. Again, you get the footprint, then select download or visualize. Okay, so that's all for this tutorial. I hope you find it useful. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.